Okay, Keir, so not the result you wanted tonight as we get knocked out of the third round of the Hellenic Challenge Cup. A 2-0 defeat away at Cribs. A disappointing night. I think we only had one real decent chance in the first half and that was about it. A pretty dead second half. Are you disappointed with that performance?
Yeah, a performance that hopefully that we can forget about pretty quickly. Disappointing to almost come here and not give a good account of ourselves after Saturday. Magnificent we were Saturday. I spoke to you after. Every player was exceptional, but I think the squad was stretched tonight. Wilbur's away, Chrissy Allen's still ill, Brandon and Swanee both unavailable for tonight as well. Swanee still with his calf, and Brandon was poorly after the weekend as well. So the squad was stretched. Obviously called on 4 development lads to come and help us out. Still more than enough quality in our squad and especially in our starting 11 to put up more than a fight than we did tonight. But no complaint to me with the result. Deservedly lost to Cribs. They fancied it more. They worked harder than us, and they just performed better on the night. And sometimes you just have to take that one on the chin. But over the course of the season, I think the boys in there have shown like how hard and how much they care to play for Corsham at the moment, and for me and for each other. And those performances are very far between each other. So I think maybe that was probably the only one over the whole course of the season I can remember we haven't looked like we wanted to win. You know, we found that more of a burden. I could tell in the warm up, and I've tried to get the most out of us in the change rooms before, try and G us up, get a little bit out of us. But I think boys were on their last legs after Saturday. Took it out of them. We've had a really, really busy schedule, so now no more football for a couple of weeks until Bassett on the bank holiday, and then obviously we've got that County Cup final at the county ground against Swindon Supermarine to look forward to. So lots of positives to take out of this season. Still one more league game to see how high we can finish up in that top 6, but loads of positives to take throughout the season. But tonight certainly one to forget.
What was disappointing for me during the game is how often we conceded free kicks. The whistle went quite a lot. 2 sin bins for us. Were we rattled by the referee tonight?
No, I didn't have any issues with the referee tonight. To get sin bins for a squad of our experience and a team of our experience is disappointing. You just know when to have an appeal for free kicks. If you disagree with things, that's fine, but there's a way to conduct yourself and to approach the referee. And if you're shouting it in the referee's face from a couple of yards away, you can expect a booking. And if that's for dissent at this level now, it's a sin bin. But to try and play 20 minutes with 10 men, 10 minutes before. 10 minutes after the first half, and then we had 10 minutes back with 11 men and looked like we were on the front foot a little bit, and then another sin bin knocks the stuffing out of you again and you're back down to 10 men. So it's one of those things that we need to learn from and just not do. You know, we've had the referee 4 or 5 times this season, and he's been no problem for me, and I just felt we were very argumentative for the sake of it this evening, and it's something that happens to us a little bit. We get a little bit whingy, a little bit moany when things don't go our way. We look to blame the officials, whereas I think we needed to look a little bit closer to home tonight and just accept it and take that one on the chin, that we just weren't good enough, and not to try and shift blame. But we haven't done that really at all this season in huge games. You know, if you think back to the last time we were here against Cribs, it was one of my favourite away performances with the same referee, and I thought he was excellent then, and I did have no problems with him tonight. It's easy to blame a referee when you lose, but if you probably look through how many interviews we've done since we've got together, and I've been manager of Corsham, I don't think I've spoken about a referee once or used it as an excuse. Any penalties you feel like you might be hard done by, or red cards or anything like that, it's part and parcel of being manager, and there's no point blaming anyone apart from yourselves. And tonight we just were not good enough. We conceded 2 poor goals, didn't look threatening enough, and deservedly, like I said, lost the game tonight, and that's no fault of anyone but our own.
We have a small break now before we play Wootton Bassett in the league. Is a rest exactly what's needed in the run-up to this important final against Supermarine in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, obviously it's nice just to have a week off, because we have been inundated with games Saturday, Tuesday now for months and months, and we obviously finished away ahead of schedule. Now we've got like a 10-day break or whatever it is before we are back in action in the league. But we will need to train and look after ourselves properly. If we don't go into that match fit, then it's going to make the Supermarine game, the cup final, even tougher, because they'll be playing week in, week out up until that point, because their season's they've still got games to play, so they'll be fresh and hungry to keep ticking over. But hopefully just having a couple of days off will be nice, but we will need to get in, work on some fitness stuff, just to make sure that we're ticking over, and all the lads will have to be in there and do it, because if they don't, then they won't be involved in the squad for the cup final. So, it's nice to have something still to play for this part of the season. A lot of teams don't. So we've got one league game to play, and then we've got the big cup final. And yeah, absolutely delighted overall for the season, and still stuff to play for. Like I said, so we can't really be too disappointed after tonight over the course of the season, but it's a little bit of a sour note to sort of finish the season on, or have a break from. But we got a chance to put it right in the final league game, get Wootton Bassett, and then like I said, the big cup final that I'm sure will have an amazing following for. We've had loads of talk of preparations for next season. I know there's been loads of improvements made behind the scenes, and they're looking to do loads on the ground and develop the pitch ready for next season. So I think it's a really exciting time to be a Corsham fan. If you think since I've taken over now, we had a promotion from Division 1, finished top 6 this season, and a cup final, you can't really turn your nose up at that, and obviously expectation goes up. The better we do and the better players that we get, we have to manage that and make sure that we're on top level every single week. And if we can do that 9 times out of 10 next season, we won't be far away. But if you turn up and put in a performance like we did tonight, then it might be a 5th or 6th place again. So hopefully the boys take that on board, and we move forward and we progress and we improve.